I'm back, and I know I disappeared for a couple of months, and I'll let you guys know exactly why I disappeared and why I haven't been doing tutorials as much anymore, and what I realized while I was gone and the reason I even went during this whole phase. And I know I owe you guys an explanation, but listen to me for 1 second. And I'm not trying to sound like a geek or a guru over here. I'm trying to be very realistic. The editing industry has completely shifted. We went from everyone caring about how to edit like Iman Gadzhi or how to edit like X person or another person, to editors having much of a deeper core problem. And this is the problem. This is what YouTube is still stuck at. Everyone's just making videos on how to use this tool or how to edit like this person or how to do some certain effect, but no one focuses on what editors actually need. What is it to be an editor on day-to-day basis, and how do you overcome that certain phase and feeling? So in this video, I'm breaking down exactly what matters now, and also I'm breaking down what I've been doing while I was disappeared and what's coming next. So for those who have watched me before or who have watching me for a very long time, I'll just give you guys quick context on where I've been and why I disappeared. Honestly, two major reasons why I've disappeared. One of the main major reasons I just told you guys right now is the whole editing industry of doing edits like Iman Gadzhi and this and that. I just didn't feel comfortable with anymore. I feel like people want more than just that, and people want beyond just that, and that's what I'm gonna be focusing on next. Another reason is I did one of the things that I wanted to do for a very long time. I launched a company where I help coaches, consultants, and info creators get to the next level on YouTube, where we do full-rounded strategy and helping them grow completely on YouTube. So I've been in the fucking trenches with that. Every day in and out, I've been focusing on the clients, focusing on growing that. And I feel like finally, now I'm at a phase where a lot of things have been set, the foundations have been set, and I can come back and focus heavily. But one thing that I noticed when I had a lot of editors and we had a lot of work and production work being done is that editors lacked some very major skills, which completely separates editors who are constantly getting leads and clients want them to be there with them because they're very irreplaceable, versus editors who just work with clients temporarily left and right and keep getting dropped. There's a massive difference, and which I'm gonna cover in a second. But it helped me notice that every client in the world is looking for editors, and editors are looking for clients, but somehow they're not connecting, because there is a massive difference between good editors and just editors. Clients are looking for great editors. They aren't looking for editors. If it was that easy, everyone would have been hired. But there is so much demand and very less supply, and people think editing is saturated. I would say it's the exact opposite. There is no fucking good editors. People know how to like remake an animation from Iman Gadzhi or remake this shit or remake that shit, but they don't actually know how to edit. They don't actually know how to be competent. They don't actually know how to creative direct a whole video. And I have clients on the daily, including me as well, constantly looking for those A-tier talent. Which brings me to another point, kind of out of context. If you are an advanced editor and you think you're very good with animation and you're potentially looking for me to help refer you some people or even work with me under my company, then please apply to the link below. But don't apply if you're a beginner. Don't apply if you have below at least 1 year of experience. You're just gonna be ignored. Don't waste your time if you aren't experienced. But anyways, to continue. I noticed honestly there was no point in teaching editing tutorials anymore, and that is exactly what people came to me for, what they came to the channel for, is they wanted to be insane animators. You still need that skill, but animation is not the biggest problem that we have right now. And the problem is everyone's still pursuing with this shit. How to edit like Iman, how to edit like Alex Hormozy, how to edit like breast scales and whatever. And I've grown past it because it doesn't get you results. I'm not saying I'm not gonna cover tutorials. I'm saying that I'm gonna cover much bigger and more important concepts that you need as an editor than just being able to animate like a certain person. So for you to get my point, we are in an era where animation matters, but it's not the main agenda of everything. There's much bigger things that matter. And what are they? It's having the creative direction skills, having the storytelling skills, being able to genuinely edit videos in a way where you visualize concepts, being able to be competent with your clients, being very efficient when editing, using AI early on so that you don't get replaced. I've gotten multiple cases where editors were dropped by clients, they're not able to be accepted for certain jobs, they have very less role with certain clients, and the fact is just you lack skills that you need. The clients, they don't want to babysit you. They cannot just sit there and micromanage you all day just for you to get a certain output. And that's the problem. If you don't do these things, you'll be stuck at a much lower position than you desire, and you won't be able to work with your ideal candidates. So why I mention all that is because I want to tell you guys about my new approach, where I'm going to be headed, and what's going to be coming up on my YouTube next. First things first, I will talk about advanced concepts, like breaking down actual editing mistakes, like showing you how to use AI in your workflow. And no, I don't mean fucking AI generation. I mean like genuinely like what I did in the last video. I'm gonna show you a tool that will save you 80% of your time. In my last video, I showed you how you can find background music using artlist.io without even having to think. Obviously, you do need the judgment skills, and no one else has covered anything like that. And I have way more things like that that is gonna be much more valuable. Like if you watch that video, you're gonna notice how crazy this is. And this is something that you're not using day-to-day basis and you're missing out. I'm gonna focus on things that make 80% of the difference. And also, concepts that separate you from everyone else. Also things like building and editing brand identity, coming up with a full editing style for your client, understanding how to direct videos, and getting actual results as an editor. How to get big clients like how I did with Iman Gadzi, or even becoming the creative head for those clients, where you can manage editors under you and you can become at a much bigger stage. And my aim is not gonna be for complete beginners anymore. It's gonna be for people that have at least 6 months plus of experience. Why? Because you will have the basics and foundation set, and now you will need the actual skills to be able to become a top 1% editor and get a top 1% client. I'm also gonna be building a system where I refer advanced editors to my clients or take them under my company. So again, if you're still watching, then click on the second link in the description and you'll find it. And please do not apply if you don't have at least 6 months of experience, and if you are a beginner. You're not gonna be just another fucking tutorial watcher or learning how to edit like Iman. You're gonna learn concepts that will massively change your editing trajectory. You're gonna learn concepts that you haven't seen anywhere else, and you're only gonna find on my channel, because I've been running big shit behind the scenes and I ran so many different projects. I now have experience way more than I had in the last 6 months. So I'm very excited. If you're new here, you can subscribe, stay tuned, and we're gonna be going on an insane journey. Peace out, everyone.